Fred was doing up Samba. Casemiro stood firm. Tottenham never caught us in a counter. Kane still under the thumb like counter. Tottenham Hotspur fully got served. No prescription, over the counter. Total football, over the counter. What? Fred was doing up Samba. Casemiro stood firm. Tottenham never caught us in a counter. Kane still under the thumb like counter. Tottenham Hotspur fully got served. No prescription, over the counter. Total football, over the counter. What? Yo, this is the OT99 Banter.
We're going to win the league,
are
mate.
shared and smart.
We're going to win the league, mate.
Look, we're back again. Look, I'm gassed. Forget the intro. Man. Forget the intro. Look, let's get into this. Yes. Look, Manchester United. You know what I love about this team? It's frustrating, but I love it at the same time. It's frustrating because Man United can't do this, what we can see them capable of doing in games like this. We don't do it consistently, and that's frustrating because we know we've got the ability, we've got the talent to do it. But what I love about it at the same time is teams just mug us off. People just come and let's expect to just walk all over Man United, and Man United pull a performance like that out of the bag and just shock these teams. Look, I know Tottenham was smiling, bro, thinking, look, City just walked over us. They're going to come and do the same thing. What happened? Bruv, Casemiro had something to say. Fred had something to say. Now NK has something to say. NK, let them hear what you got to say, bruv.
I'm looking for Hurricane. I'm looking for Hurricane and Song. I'm looking for them. Hey, they said that, what do you call it? Our short centre back is going to struggle when he faces players like this. I'm looking for them.
Bro.
I'm looking for them, man.
I'm looking for them, bro. Hey, why is your volume so low? NK, we need all the smoke today, bro. Turn your volume up. Look, the way how Martinez pocketed Kane, yeah, these guys, Son, I swear down, like I was expecting at least one serious counter-attack run from Son. I didn't get nothing from that guy, bro. Tell me, Edwin, because we were speaking offline about this. What's the performance today? Tottenham down tooling, bottling it, not coming out. Or was it Manchester United up in the levels, sort of like stopping any sort of forms of play or them getting comfortable or whatever it is? What was your thoughts on this game?
I think it's a bit of mixture of both. Do you know what? The commentators were saying, Tottenham, they were surprised because Tottenham's been playing well. I don't really feel that they've been playing well this season, but I would say Man United has put it on them. Like, even in the first half, they weren't even really passing our half or doing anything too crazy. Like, I think what we done, we were pressing from the front, you know what I mean? So when we did win the ball, we were higher up the pitch, so it was hard for us to get countered. And I think everyone put a shift in, like literally, like from the first whistle to the end, like everyone was, you know what I like? Non-stop running. It's like everyone was going in for tackles. If one person got beat, they weren't beating the second person. You know what I mean? Everyone just put in a shift, and I think, yeah, the energy levels was up, and I think it was obviously Tottenham didn't play well, but I think you have to credit Man United for what they've done, the way they were set up, the way they pressed, the way they just. I think they probably shocked Tottenham. They were just like bam, 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 back to back. Do
you know what's so special about this, Edwin? Just let me throw this in there. I'll let you continue. Chelsea dropped points today. They dropped 2 points against Brentford, bro. We got them next. They're not in the best form. Look, if we beat them, we leapfrog them, we go right into the contention, you know, the area where we need to be, which is in top 4. But continue.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you when we spoke before? I'm going to say well done, yeah, but I need to see consistency. Now, I'm being real, because the thing is, when you see this kind of things, it shows the levels we can play. And my problem, I said to you, is that all the top teams have got a style of football. This should be our style. And I'd rather us play like this, win or lose, but just have this consistency. Because today it showed like we can really just we can really just disable teams easily. We don't have to play counter-attacking football. If we just press and push that, no matter we had over 20 something shots, like we're gonna win games, because we haven't been. I think NK said this the other day. We ain't been winning by wide margins. It'll maybe be like a 1-0, or like, you know what I mean. But this type of game, we scored more than one goal, but we need to keep this performance and just score more goals. But I think it was a good performance overall, but I want us to maintain this consistency with this style of football, because it suits the players we have. And yeah, like I think it was overall it was a great performance.
Do you know what's mad? Outside of like, you see, this Man United team's crazy, you know, because when we step up, you know, the one thing I noticed about Manchester United is when we play with intensity. How many times have we been coming on complaining about where was the tempo, where was the intensity, where's the killer instinct? Man United came up. You know, when I watch your Arsenals this season, when I watch Liverpool, even though they haven't been doing great, when I look at City, the tempo's high, the intensity is high, they're pressing.
But you know what the difference was?
Yeah.
Do you know, like Man United, we were saying this before, right? When they play very slow and they take too many touches. The thing about today was that they were quick in the transition of play.
Facts.
And when they did take more touches, the player was running at someone, because before we'll take touches and just pass it. Now it's like 1-2 out. Or if the player, like even Anthony, if he's got the ball, he's running at players. If he's taking more than, but I think our transition in play was quicker, and the way we moved the ball was quicker as well, instead of like slow. So I think our transition and the playment of balls was like quick, and it just suited us better. Like there wasn't really a chance for us to lose the ball or look really weak. You know what I mean? We're just bam, bam, bam. So,
look, NK, we've beaten Arsenal, we've beaten Liverpool, and we've beaten Tottenham now. Tottenham hasn't lost a game since Arsenal. One game in the league, we've made it 2. Arsenal hadn't lost a game. They were the most informed team in the league, arguably, outside of maybe City. We took points off them. Obviously, we came up against it as City. They did a number on us. But then Tottenham as well. Informed team, like I just said. Like, for you, where do you think Manchester United can go from here? Like, do you see Manchester United as a giant, as a team that teams to the fair, as a team that could finish top 4? Like,
you just described a champions to me. Champions beat their rivals. We beat all of them. No, we beat
champions.
Well, we're beating all of them. We are beating. Look, if we did play against Leeds and play against Crystal Palace, we would probably be in second place by now, or even close. But we would have been in front of Tottenham. But you know what? The thing about this team is, and also we've got back-to-back clean sheets. You know, we play Newcastle, we play Tottenham, and we actually got clean sheet. And not only did we get a clean sheet, we actually didn't really look like conceding in both games. De Gea, I think in both games here, he had to do like about 2 saves. You know, and that's some of the impressive.
What changed?
Stuff about it.
What changed about that though? Why is it that? Because we've got leaking goals, and now we've gone.
I think to today it is just two things. What now the team is doing is that I think since Casemiro kind of like came into the team, because I think his first start was against Everton, if I'm not mistaken. Since he came there, I think in terms of our team trying to hit us on a counter, we've minimized that because it's always there to suit that. I think we've been very good winning the second balls. You know, anytime teams try to. We win the second balls. Anytime they try to stop the transition too, we literally get the ball off them quickly. And when we get it too, boom, we start playing quickly too. Another thing that impressed me today was how we were moving the ball quickly. We were switching it. And it made Tottenham defense very uncomfortable, you know. We start playing from one side to one side, you know. And I got to give credit to also Fred for that too, because I criticized him in the last game because he wasn't playing well. This game too, he was very key in terms of like moving the ball. In terms of like moving the ball quicker. Today he was very key. You know, the passing today was amazing. In the first half, we could have scored like about 2 goals today if Rashford took his chances too. You know, we should have scored that. But
What
Fred?
I was worried whether the intensity was going to drop, because one thing about this team is, even against Everton, we had a very good first half. Second half, we kind of like dropped. So I feel like, okay, you know what? Hopefully the intensity doesn't drop. And then boom, come second half, we actually started good, got the goal. After the goal, I'm thinking, please don't drop back. And after that, it's literally, we still kind of like literally continue at them. We were still pressing them. We were still passing the ball. And all these pundit people that sit there and talk about we are a counter-attacking team. Counter-attacking teams don't play like that, you know. We don't play like that.
Silky.
It was silky, man.
First half, second half, silky.
And we are changing their opinions, man. I just hope that these players keep on playing. We know they can pass, but the question is, can they continue to kind of like play with this intensity? Because in this league, you have to do with the intensity, man. You need to press like that. You need to pass quicker too. and hopefully this is the beginning, man. Even the manager said it, Overall, this is our best performance of the season.
Ooh. Look, Edwin, we talked about the midfield, innit? We talked about the midfield in previous episodes, maybe the last episode or the one before that. We talked about the balance, needed a balance. We mentioned Donny van der Beek's name, but today we saw Fred come into the midfield and us have arguably the best game that we've had this season. What's your thoughts on the midfield situation? Do you feel like Fred is the answer? Do you feel like it's a one-off? Do you feel like Eriksen should still be starting? Do you know what I mean? Do you feel like in a game like this, you would have went with Eriksen? Or do you feel like, obviously he made the right decision because he won the game, but what's your thoughts on the midfield? What do you think? Should we go into Chelsea's game with that same midfield, or do we need to be bringing in Eriksen, I guess is what I'm asking.
I think we have to keep, I think with the intensity we need against someone like Chelsea, I would keep the same. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you know what? Hats off to Fred, because I think we made a point that Fred has been for a long time probably played out of his position, made to play deeper, but having Casemiro allows him to be more free. So he still is there, but like NK said, he's about. He was shifting the ball. He was like making sure the transition from, and I think that's been a problem. The passing from midfield to attack. There's always been an issue between that link between midfield and someone like Bruno or the other attackers. So I think he done well in that position. He was around.
But remember, he slipped in that sweet little ball to Rashford.
Yeah,
slipped in that play, that free ball. I was like,
and that shows he's got a pass. Even that cross that he put in for Rashford, and
rolled
Rashford
in that
position well for the header. So we can see that he's got a pass. So you know what? I think the midfield there was good balance. Like, I was watching Casemiro today, and I was like, let me actually watch him and see how effective he is. And you know what? He's really effective in that position. Like NK said, just breaking up the play. Because if you watch him, he does subtle things, like he'll break up this little play here, like
he doesn't do the glorified stuff, is it? I noticed guys like him and Martinez, Varane, they're very quiet in what they do, but they're very pivotal in what
effective, yeah. And even when he gets the fouls, he makes those right professional fouls. You know what I mean? Like, I feel even when he got the yellow card, I wasn't worried he'll get sent off.
Yeah. And when he wins the ball, he's more than a Basuma. He's more than a Højbjerg. And when he wins that ball, he's feeding it forward, a forward pass, and it's the turnaround, the recycling of that ball is on point with Casemiro. He's more than just that DM. He's passing. We've been seeing it now. The quality of his passing, the quality of his play is amazing.
I think he'll only get better as well. Let him get more used to the team, the pace. But he's showing good signs, and I think him and Fred worked. And maybe the fact that they're both resilient, and they for him being new to the country, he's got someone that he's comfortable with, he can communicate with, you know what I mean, and probably trust, because he's probably seen him in the Brazil setup. But I think it was a good balance. But as we said, I feel he should pick a team to win, not just because they played well last game. And I think that was the problem before.
Yeah, but, I think what I would say to that is that with, for example, players like Fred, McTominay and stuff like that, I think they are squad players. The more game time you give them, the more inconsistent you see them. So I think it's all about how you use them. McTominay came in, play I think 4 or 5 games good, go out to the team. Now I feel like it's Fred time too. Fred will come hopefully have a few games too, and then you kind of change them and just bring them inside, because if you give them too many games, that's when you see the inconsistency. But that's what squad players do. They come in there, do a job, and then take them off. So as long as you kind of treat them like that, it will be good. It will keep them onto the tour. Anytime they come in there, they will look fresh, get a job done, go there, and as long as you come in, when you get caught upon and you do the job, that's what it is. But I just worry when you kind of play them consistently, you don't get that performance week in and week out.
Yeah, I agree.
NK, who do you think should start then? Him or Eriksen next game? Especially with how Chelsea are, because Chelsea are quite defensive. They just could have the way they set up is quite defensive.
I will go with Fred and Casemiro, because I feel like it will be similar to the Tottenham game, where we will have to be very quick in terms of on the we have to pass quicker too. and also too when we lose the ball too, we need to get the ball back quickly too. So I mean, he's on form now. He had a good game. He's passing. I will literally keep him. Give Eriksen a rest because you're just gonna need him in the coming weeks because the games are coming thick and fast. So I will play the same midfield.
I think like the midfield between Scott McTominay and Fred has kind of shifted in terms of the preference. Obviously, Scott McTominay was in form, but he was in form when Casemiro was on bench as well. I feel like the need for McTominay now is less. Now we've got Casemiro that's held down that BM position. Do you know what I mean? That number 6 position. But obviously, Scott McTominay brings his benefits with his aerial height, set pieces and all of that. But Fred, I feel like with Casemiro there, I feel like we'll benefit with Fred more than a Scott McTominay, for example, because of what he can do going forward. And Scott McTominay, I don't know, maybe it's that he hasn't been allowed to do that because obviously he's been occupying that position that Casemiro is in mainly. Because we know he can get on the goal score sheet. We've seen him score 7 goals in one season before in all competitions. But when I look at Fred and when he's, hasn't got to worry about defending as his primary role, we can see what he can do in affecting the game, breaking up play, assisting, passing, like all of that. So, look, I'm here for it, man. But look, NK, your main guy, your guy that you vouched for, you got the pom-poms out for, you was working for Anthony, he's at Manchester United. Anthony gave the performance, I would say, of his, I think, yeah, I would say it. I think Anthony gave his best performance in a Manchester United shirt today. Would you agree?
Yeah, you know what? He played good today. He deserved to score in the first half too. And you know what? One thing I noticed today too, like it wasn't even a performance. After he got substituted, I saw his leg. He actually had like a strap on, so you can tell that he's probably having something going on too. These players are actually playing for pain, Because I saw that he actually, he had like a strap on because you can see like he was just like limping because. You can see like they are literally playing through some pain barrier right here too. But today, the intensity for him was amazing, man. And you know what? That's one thing I like about him because it's not always the games where he doesn't contribute like attacking wise too. You will see him literally tracking back, fighting for the team, and that's one thing I like about him. Today, it was just today. Oh, what he done to Perisic was amazing, man. Like it was amazing, like up and down. Both wingers, to be honest with you, and even the fullbacks today, I think Tottenham players couldn't come close to us. The way we played them, it was as if like we didn't respect them. We didn't even feel like that was Tottenham, a team that was like on top of us. It felt more like a relegation team coming towards us. I don't know that.
Conte said it. Conte was just like, Man United.
I think they were shocked. I think they were shocked. Even we as fans were shocked by the performance because we don't normally kind of like get this performance for 90 minutes. But today from the players, all of them, in the first half, Rashford could have scored 2. Anthony probably could have scored 1
he hit
and
the
maybe
post.
give an assist to.
Remember, he hit the post, bro. I love it when he cuts in and you know what he's going to do, but you can't stop him, bro.
Right, but then when you get him, I always say that when you get him in those positions, it makes it easy because when he cuts in like that angle favors him because the shot can just go inside. When you give him the ball to him in deep positions, that's when the problem becomes. But today, because we push Tottenham so backwards, our wingers and attacking players were able to receive the ball in dangerous positions to actually make a threat of it, not get from deep and have to do too much.
That was dope. I really liked Anthony. I saw him in the first half, saw him in the second half. I know Sancho got an assist, but he wasn't, I wouldn't say, as involved in the game as I would have liked him to be than like compared to Anthony. I thought like Anthony gave an amazing game, man. Edwin, what was your thoughts on what's going on? What's your thoughts? I was going to ask you about
I think Anthony played well. I missed the last pod, but what I was saying to you offline is that what I like about Anthony now, he's getting comfortable now. Like he's running at players. Because I think my thing was he wasn't running at players. You know what I mean? He was playing it very in his shell. But like the last 2 games, he's been running at players. Even look at today when those 2 players were trying to track him down. He just the way he just turned both of them and like you know what I mean.
He rolls it he rolls it and then he goes forward again, rolls it to the left, goes forward. Hey.
And I think as time goes on, he will start being able to draw players out of position, then release other players through. But yeah, I think he's a good player. He's still 21, 22. Like I think he's growing in confidence once he gets, once he gets, I think he's got going already. I wouldn't say he struggled to find pace. I think, when his confidence gets up and he's more comfortable, I think we're going to see like the best of him just running that plays and more. But yeah, I think it was He put in a good performance.
What we saw today, is that
look good enough. No one's even talking about his price tag no more. Think about it.
Nobody. It's true.
It's usually people be like, "Oh, he's cost this." No one cares no more.
Fact.
Like it's like, okay, we've got the player we wanted, and he's actually done well. But Man United, like, I think they've done well not only on the ball but off the ball. I think was the most important element of their game. And it made on the ball much easier for them.
I was annoyed because Man United wasn't scoring more than one goal in a game. We talked about it in one of our previous pods. And again, today was a game where we was like frustrated in terms of the finishing. Do you know what I mean? We create so many chances. Like Man United had almost 30 like goal attempts today. So many chances created. And Manchester United were not converting. We're not turning that into goals. We all saw this game today and we could have said, you know what? We could have got a couple of goals in the first half. We could have got a couple of goals in the second half. We ain't killing these teams off. And you know what? When Man United scored, I was relieved. You get me? Because I was thinking, we're going to continue the game like this and then Tottenham's going to do a smash and grab. Because all we've been hearing all season is Tottenham don't perform well, but they get the results. I was worried. When Man United got the goal, I couldn't really be like relaxed. We got the second goal. And even then I was thinking Tottenham's going to score one. Then we're going to play the rest of whatever minutes left. Just me panicking. Do you know what I mean? But Man United really did well to control that game. But there was a lot of chances where, again, we're just not that clinical enough. So when I look at Rashford, I can't lie. Rashford worked his socks off. He ran the channels. He drew defenders. He was pressing. Like he was utilising what he's got naturally, his physicality, his speed. Now, was it the right decision with Ronaldo on bench? We'll go on to him because obviously, he walked off. Was it the right decision? Obviously, it's kind of easy to say that. But going into Chelsea, let me say, do you start Rashford over, your goal machine? Obviously, he's not in form right about now, Ronaldo, or do you stick it with Rashford? Because what's your thoughts on that situation?
You know what I would say is that today, one thing that Tottenham defenders they hated doing, that ball in behind here was causing them troubles. It was causing them because anytime they put a ball in behind and Rashford was running there, it caused them trouble. They hated. They hated doing that. They hated. So what Rashford did was that he actually stretched them, and
he almost got a foul. Remember, he fell down in the box. It's like ref,
right? And he was causing them trouble. So sometimes you need your strikers to do that. Yes, he doesn't have the hold up play that, but those running behind me is very key. Like centre backs don't like to do that at all. They don't like to do that. So that's what he offered us, but I still feel like this team is screaming for a striker because today's performance, that 2-0 could have easily been 4-5 today if you had like a
Rash
clean
had chances. Rash, he was forcing saves from the keeper. Don't get me wrong, but if he was more clinical, if you had a Haaland up top,
today if Haaland was playing, he put two or three goals inside it. So I still feel like that's what we still need to do. Personally, I feel like maybe Rashford, maybe in a long run, if he does stay in this team and get a new contract, he'll probably be the guy more for the left hand side than the striking role too. But today, I still need to give him credit though. His pressing was very good. He was pressing for the team.
Yeah,
run in behind was amazing. I feel like those run in behind actually created space for the midfielders today to play in front of those Tottenham centre backs.
Bro, Edwin, look, I'm trying to cover as much because I've got something great to say about a lot of these players, and I want to touch on Luke Shaw because Luke Shaw's actually benching Malacia, who Eric Ten Hag signed. Malacia that was jubilating over, getting excited over with his tenacity, his work ethic. Look, Luke Shaw's come in, took his chance. He said, you know what? I can see Malacia's doing well. I'm going to bide my time, train. It looks like he's dropped a bit of stones. And he's coming and he's providing an attacking threat and defensive threat as well. And Luke Shaw, I'm thinking I want to see this guy against Chelsea again. Look, my question to you, Edwin, is like, this guy's contract expires in 2023. Now, it looks like he's got a bit of competition with Malacia. And it seems like he's stepped up his game for the meantime. What do you do about Luke Shaw? Is he someone that still has a future at Manchester United because he's looking good at the minute? Do you know what I mean? He's giving something to the team. What do you do with this guy? Because
I think keep him. Look, I think it's important, right, to always to be competition in positions, right? And him playing well will hopefully make Malacia step up his game and be like, I need to get it back. and they're kind of being a tug of war. But like we say, there's so many games going on that we can't definitively say this one person will play every single game, because it just won't make sense. So I think it's good that he's been able to come in, but similar to what NK said, look, Fred's been able to come in, play well, but maybe we only see how consistent they are with the more games we'll get. But okay, he's come in, he's playing all right. Maybe where he drops off a bit, Malacia will drop in. So I think we need to keep him. He's a good alternative, because after Malacia and really him, who do we have left back?
Did you see his techers though? That cross from Delo, by the way. Delo burnt that.
And even talking about Delo, look, if we're talking about any player that's really really shined or grown under, it's probably him under Ten Hag, because
since day one
showed another element. He skipped up an element in terms of defensively, positioning wise, and even attacking wise. And just he's very calm on the ball. Like, he doesn't get phased, he doesn't rush.
I'll say he's been doing everything right onto that final ball.
He'll get better though. Remember, we're only 10 games into the season. I know it seems like we've gone a far away, so I think he done really well. But quickly on Rashford, I just feel like he played very well. Like, he was all over the bar. I think he just needs to vary the way he shoots. I think he always wants to blast. Like, even that chance where they said it was a good save from the goalkeeper, Lloris. But if he had just finessed it in the corner, I think it would have gone in. But I feel like he puts his head down and he just wants to put his foot through it.
Like a free kick.
I feel like if he just took his time, like someone like Martial in that situation probably would have placed it. You know what I mean? But overall, if he starts scoring, he'll be an issue, because he just causes mayhem for any defense. You know what I mean? Like, NK, the runs behind, he's pressing. I think with just composure in front of goal, he'll be more complete. But it's good to see him get upset when he misses, so you can see his eagerness to like score and do well. So, but yeah, he had a good game. He just missed the other element of the position he played in scoring a goal.
You're 100% right, man. I feel like, back to the defenders as well. I was just thinking, like, that Delo, man, like you said, I feel like he's been probably the most improved guy. He is the most improved guy from day one to now. He's been on it. I mean, the defending that he was doing, especially when he shoved Perisic off to like his weaker foot, he kind of ushered him out of the goal line threat. Look, Delo is maturing as a defender as well as going forward. Like I said, it's only that final end product, but it is no surprise why teams are queuing up for him. Barcelona want him, you know what I mean?
I've got a question for you, both of you, or even NK or whoever wants to answer. What did you think of Sancho today? Do you feel like he played well? Did you think he kind of got lost in the crowd with the rest of the performances? What did you think of that?
I'll give that to NK,
in terms of the way the intensity, I think the intensity wasn't there for him. I saw him in the first half, I think, like create a few kind of like chances and so, but the intensity was kind of like dropped. I don't know, with him, it's just very hard for me to kind of like judge kind of like his performance today, because we played so good like as a team. So I would need to kind of like analyze the game back again. But I don't know, I thought he done okay. I'll give him like a 6 out of 10. He didn't really do anything to kind of like stand out too bad. He didn't really do anything bad for you to say, okay, you know what, you done something bad. So it's just one of those ones where you kind of say, okay, maybe it was a game where it suited like the left-hand side of the pitch, which was Anthony today. The right-hand side of the pitch, which was Anthony today. So you can say, okay, then you know what, so he dominated the game. So next time when it's more on the left-hand side, you do your bit too. But that's where I stand. He just had like an average performance, and when players don't do bad or that much great, you just kind of like just have to be just like balanced with them. Just say, okay, you know what, it was an okay performance. More like room for improvement.
Who was your man of the match, NK?
You know what? I never thought I would come on OT and actually actually say this. No, but you know what?
Drum roll.
I know who you lost man of the match is going to be, but to be honest with you, my man of the match has to be Luke Shaw today. He actually shocked me, not just with his performance, but with his intensity, because we criticized him a lot about Luke Shaw not having like the intensity, and today he was up and down today on the pitch. He's been a player that I'm still not convinced whether he needs to get a new contract or not. But I think the more he play like that, the more he probably kind of like win me over. Today I was very, very amazed, especially when we had like a clean sheet today, and I felt like Tottenham wing back was going to be very key today. Both of them shut them down today. You know, Luke Shaw nearly had a goal too. He was up and down, crossing down, very aggressive passing was good too. I was very impressed with him today, man. And when people do those kind of like work that don't get noticed, because everybody today is going to recognize like your Fred and your Bruno. As a fellow fullback, I noticed that performance from him too. So I'll have to give him a man of the match.
These man, like the Brazilians had me confused, bro. Like the little Bruno Fernandes, I even mentioned him, but there's so much I could say about Bruno Fernandes that I liked in his performance anyway. But bro, the Brazilians, Anthony, Casemiro, Fred, they just, I don't know. For me, I'm gonna have to give it to Casemiro because actually, I don't know. Fred, it's long. Rob, yeah, I have to split it between Casemiro and Fred. Those guys in that midfield had me doing the Samba at half time, bro. Are you dumb? But yeah, man, I have to give it to them, man. Fred and Casemiro, dope. Edwin, you're your man of the match.
You know what? Obviously, people would say someone like Bruno, or but I don't know. Me personally, I want to, like, similar to Enke, just shout out someone that's like, sorry, Enke, who did you say again?
Sure.
Okay, I said Martinez.
Martinez, yeah.
Because the thing, because, do you know what it is? Because I watched him a few times. I was like, he really had Kane looking like, anything. Where are you? Like, and do you know what I liked about him? When the ball was in the air, he would make sure he would position himself in a way where even if he didn't win the header, he would still win the header because he'll put Kane under pressure. Or when the ball was coming to Kane's feet, he will make sure he gets in front of him and nick the ball. He won't give Kane a chance to turn or look for Son, because Kane likes to drop and play playmaker, but he was like attached to Kane, and I just thought he put a great performance. Especially people complaining about his size and his height, and when he plays against these bigger strikers, he'll be out of place. And especially after the Brentford game, everyone was trying to like mock him and stuff like that. But like I thought he, there's always going to be the unsung heroes. I thought he done a great job. You know what I mean? Just even though Tottenham didn't play the best, the fact that he just didn't allow, because good players will pop out and score a goal. Like Kane could have easily done one thing, but he just made a long night for Kane.
He was like very aggressive. You know what?
Yeah.
The only thing that hurts me so much was the fact that Veron is like in his late 20s and he's going to be 30 soon, because if they were both like in their early 24, because I think Martinez is 24. If Veron was like 24,
25, isn't it? If it was 25, 26.
We could have seen another Ferdinand and Vidic partnership coming up, man. But them two with Casemiro there, you could bet your money any day that you can watch the game thinking like, look, they can play for 180 minutes and we might not even score, or teams will have to come to us now and have to score more than 2 goals to win, because one goal might not just not enough.
When's the last time we've had 3 back-to-back clean sheets, bro?
I don't want to mention this guy because he wasn't on the bench, he wasn't in the squad, right? But it just showed like sometimes injuries benefit teams, and I think not having Maguire there has allowed Bruno to take more responsibility on the pitch, because he actually looks like he instructs people around, and it's actually allowed the formation in the back, because there would have always been like, Maguire should play, he shouldn't play. But yeah, I think the defense, and like you said, having Casemiro in front, and even Casemiro, when he looks behind him, I think he's more confident knowing that Varane and Martinez are behind him. So I think that whole area is fixed. I think that, I just feel like we need probably one more midfielder to supplement him in the long term. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you know what? Brentford pissed us off, man. That London team, the London team, they came there, gave us a beating. Now we're mad. We destroyed Arsenal. Done Tottenham to Chelsea.
We done Liverpool.
Chelsea. I'm talking about the London teams. Chelsea. Coming for you. Coming for you, man.
Look. All I gotta say now is free Ronaldo, because Ronaldo obviously was upset.
That guy too, man.
And we'll close on this. Look, free Ronaldo, you know, in Jan, let him go. I know he's upset. He needs to be playing in big games.
They have to let him go. The guy's 37, 38. He's at a pin, like he's at the end of his career. He wants to be playing games. He wants to be scoring. He wants to keep on working records. I think Man United as a team should have just respected him, let him go. Should have the money they got from him.
You know, one thing I love too, because he always wanted to be about Ronaldo's show, win or lose. And I feel like today, what he done in the end, kind of walking the tunnel, he wanted to kind of like take the spotlight and the headline away from the team performance today. And I'm very happy that we've come here and we're not doing that. And I've seen a lot of fans too, you know, even on Twitter, nobody's really talking too much about him working out. Everybody's concentrating on the fact that
Everett shut it down.
Did you hear what Everett said?
Nah, because obviously.
What they asked Everett, and then Everett was like, "Look, at the end of the day, yeah, like I know Ronaldo and stuff like that, but every day is Ronaldo this, Ronaldo that." He's like, "Let's forget about talking about Ronaldo and let's focus on the team."
Exactly, you know because the team is amazing today, man.
Let's be honest, Ronaldo and Messi are their name's so cemented. They are who they are. So there's nothing that will change it. But at the end of the day, he's like, we need to stop talking about Ronaldo all the time. Focus on the team.
The team play amazing. To be honest with you, like during the game, the camera was on him, and I saw him wearing a long earring on the bench, and I'm thinking, my guy, you do know you're on the bench, and at some point you're gonna get caught. Why you wearing like an earring? Like, nah, seriously, I've never seen that before. You know, I've never seen it before. I have big long earrings on. I'm thinking like, do you even look ready to come onto the pitch, or it's as if like he knows that the camera was gonna go on him, so he want to show off his earrings, you know? So you know, I think this club just need to just start to find a way of letting him go slowly and nicely, like in general, and bring in a new body, man.
They should have just sold him. The money they got from him just got Gakpo. That's what should have been the vibe. But you know what? Great performance. NK, finish it. What's going to happen this season?
The league, baby. We're coming. We're going to win the
league. OT99 Banter, where opinions are shared. Smoke gets served. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.